Good morning. Good morning. Truth Disclosure 369 in the house once again. Hoping that everyone who come across this video are in a good mind state. It's a struggle every day. I know it's a struggle. Got Midnight, the battle cat in the background, slick peeking. See what I'm doing. I greet everyone in the universal greetings of peace. Just wanted to get on here and go over a couple of things. I felt it in the spirit just to get on here. Once again, everybody is in a state of uncertainty. Well, a lot of people are, and you have a lot of people in denial about it, but you know, that's really what it is. You know, from the pandemic to the Ukraine and Russia situation, to the state of the economies, not just here in this country, but also all over the world. I guess a lot of people think that a lot of it's just relegated to this country, but when you go to when you look at some of the things that's going on, you know, it's affecting everywhere. Germany, rising energy prices. I mean, this is just a look at when you go on here, you see what's going on. Sad thing about it, a lot of this stuff was already headed this way before all this Russia and Ukraine thing. That's the sad thing about it, man. It's like they're trying to put it all on an incident that happened after the fact, after shit was already going haywire anyway. Look at this. I mean, everywhere you look, this is all they want everybody gobbled up in fear and uncertainty and anxiety about how they're going to live their lives, man. And the reason why I wanted to get on here, I just wanted to, it's an energy in the world in which people don't understand that we are causing a lot of this stuff. And it had to take me a minute to understand what some people were getting at, who I consider to be men or women of wisdom. But a lot of the stuff that's happening across this planet is in the negative, and it is happening because a lot of people are allowing it and are basically cool and okay with the policies, with the people who are behind a lot of the situations that people are caught up in right now. And it's like, how can you scream foul when you basically are part of the problem? And it's sad, man. It is sad, man. I don't even know how else to really touch on that subject, because you know, you bring in the world that exists through thought. Thoughts manifest into realities, man. You got people who know the science behind that shit. The possibilities are endless as far as how you want to take civilization. I mean, look at it, man. Gas sky high. People riding around here acting like well, in this, and to be honest, here in the Detroit area, when you look at it compared to people in other areas of the country, man, we're a little more blessed. I'm grateful for however much little bit a person could say, but you know, everybody getting hit, but some getting hit worse than others. And people want to act like, you know, it's oh, it's cool, I don't do this shit. You know, so many stories of people have to make choices between gas, bills, food, this, that, and the third. And yes, a lot of people have been out here. A lot of people do not have budgeting skills or know how to save and like that. But that doesn't that's you really can't judge on that. Some people may don't want to do that shit. That's their prerogative. But it still don't mean that motherfucker use this fucked up ass economic system as a means to enslave people, man. This is what this shit is. I don't know, people, I guess people think that slavery has to do with, having people on chains and whips and stuff coming around and, just the stereotypical imagery of slavery. I guess people think that's all what that is. But this is part of it, man. This is part of economic slavery. Let me go to this. Now, I'm going to go to the definition of the word slavery. Let's go to the Wikipedia joint. No, I'm not going to go to the Wikipedia. I'm going to take it to where are you at? Which, all right, let's go. Slavery. By Merriam-Webster. Definition. 1A. The practice of slaveholding. 1B. The state of a person who is held in forced servitude. Now we know about that. C. A situation or practice in which people are entrapped as by debt and exploited. What? Now this is some of the, and then you have two more definitions to submission to a dominating influence. But debt has always been another word for enslaving somebody. Now let's go to the word debt. Now let's look at the definition. Something owed. 2, a state of being under obligation to pay or repay someone or something in return for something received. A state of owing, which is always prevalent in this world in which creditors and all this stuff, people jump out there and put they self in financial peril because of this fucked up ass system that people continue to buy into. And all around the board is bullshit. A lot of people are able to navigate through it because they have the proper knowledge, information needed. They have information needed to navigate through this shit. But everybody else is deprived of it, the information needed. So everybody else ends up suffering behind a lot of the madness. Debt equals slavery. We have been an enslaved society, no matter how much folks want to say, oh, I got my freedom, I go here, I go there. That don't mean nothing when the very means of your existence as far as on this realm, that's, can't nobody deny it because people need it in order to survive. And that's money, that's currency. Physical paper that you can use, or coin, or whatever that you can use to purchase things. People are enslaved to that, man. They enslaved to all this stuff. And now, you know, we had a time where the weak cracks in this system of finance and everything else that falls up under finance in this country is being revealed for what it is, from the taxes all the way down the board. When you can sit up here and can still have faith in a system in which people are still owed refunds, tax refunds. I know. I'm gonna shoot over here to this article, but when you are in a situation where, hold on, this is the wrong article. Let me come up out of here. But when you are in a situation in which people are still owed tax refunds from 1 or 2 years ago, and then not only that, look at the bullshit that comes along with that. Now let me share this. I'm just going to share the screen. See, you know, all this stuff. IRS stokes anger with "where's my refund" push over refund delays by pushing online solution it knows don't work. I mean, take it from this, and a lot of people don't pay attention to a lot of things, but just look, the IRS wants you to pay taxes every year, or file for taxes every year. When you don't pay, when you don't file on time, penalties, interest, and all this shit accrue. But here it is, the IRS, whatever the issue may be, whether they can't hire people or they don't have enough people or however it is, that's not really the fault of everybody else who's being who has to pay tax or file their taxes every year according to the so-called laws and shit that been pushed on people. That's been going on for years, year after year. But when the IRS is owed, you know, they put all these stipulations on interest and everything, all this shit. I know, I owe the IRS. And even after paying their asses back, you know, motherfucker fall into this shit, and here it is, they owe people from a year or two to 2 years ago for refund, for tax filings, and people still waiting on refunds. And it's like, do the IRS do that same shit? Is there a vice versa pattern with that? To the money that is owed, you know, money that people work for and had to file, and they took it out, and then they give you some of it back, or however this bogus ass shit supposed to be. Never trusted it from the get-go. But you don't see them saying, oh, okay, we're gonna pay you, we're gonna pay interest on the shit that on tax returns that weren't received in time. So interest had started to accrue. So that means that the IRS will owe you. You don't hear none of that shit. You don't hear none of that. So this is an example of people willingly accepting shit the way it is without calling this shit out for what it really is. And, you know, without calling it out, when people do call it out, people are attacking those that call the shit out to try and impede on bringing shit to the forefront. Look at this. IRS stuck in backlog of tax returns. Scraps plan to close major processing facility. I mean, why would you? Why would you want to close a facility when you know damn well you still out behind? But like I said, you will not get, I bet you nobody gonna have interest or everything applied to the money that the IRS owe people. When are people gonna get it? When are people gonna get it? And People could use, well, it was the pandemic and all this other stuff. Oh man, these folks already knew what the shit was, what was going to happen. Just like when the first businesses and the first people were told to go home from work back in 2020 and stay there until everything gets better. People should have automatically knew that shit would be a certain way, because you can't shut down economies and everything and shut down shit and expect shit to pick right back up the way it left off at without all these problems. A lot of this shit was pre-known, was already known ahead of time. So it's like, goddamn, But yeah, here we are. Nobody seems to. This is, I mean, to me, be honest, with all the protesting and shit about liberties and freedoms and all this stuff, this is one of the things that should be up there in that conversation. Like, for real. So people ain't got nothing to say about how. I mean, I guess some people who already got their refunds or who were blessed to get their stuff, they got theirs, and fuck, as long as I got mine, I'm good. But you still have a large number of people out here who still don't have their shit. And I'm the type of person, even if I got my shit, man, it's fucked up that other people ain't got theirs, man. When you know that this what's going on around you. A lot of people probably looking for are probably waiting on their refunds to do certain shit. They may be low on a little money, or they needed the refund for a project or something, and they don't have it. Especially with everything, the prices of everything going up. There may have been many reasons why people are waiting refunds, but you can't get them. Well, damn well there ain't gonna be no accountability behind it. None of that. So the thing is, I'm like, damn. My question is, how long people gonna sit here and allow shit like that to happen without really calling that shit out for what it is, man? I mean, just be real about it. I mean, for me, there is no faith or trust or comfortability in this system, man. They have proven that they have been working consistently on every aspect to go against human beings, period. No matter what country you're in this country, we're dealing with certain issues as well as other countries, and then the whole global thing together. People got to call this shit out, man. And we go into being here in Michigan, Detroit area, why some new hires in the auto industry are quitting by lunch. Michigan's auto industry had its hiring signs out, but few are applying. Some who do quit by lunchtime. It is a nationwide problem that hits small mom and pop suppliers and reverberated to the biggest car makers in the world. These same car makers that were screaming at Justin Trudeau up in Canada a few weeks back about the people who was blocking the bridge. We got to get these parts and all this stuff through here, to the point that they had a judge in Canada come out with that with them injunctions to use the authorities to get them people out of here so they can open the bridge back up and get traffic moving. So it's like, you wonder, used to be something that used to be the most prominent, prevalent thing in the Detroit area. And then it moved across the country. Everybody like working for the big three and all these different little auto supplier companies. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna tell you why people, this is my opinion, why people ain't don't give a fuck about that shit no more. Because all of the bullshit that has been going on where people want to encroach on people's lives and make some people cool with it. Some just feel like they got to do it because they ain't no choice. This is how they make their living. This is how they got to take care of their family and everything. But when you have folks who companies and industries that just like to just drain their people, you know, the people that really keep their businesses afloat, drain their people from of their energy through work, through long ass hours, through all this other bullshit. You know, you know, a lot of people get tired of that shit. And then when people get, and then when some people go to these jobs or they get hired in, they start the shit be seeming from the outside looking in. Oh, okay, yeah, I always wanted to work before the Chrysler or GM or one of these places. And then once they get in there and they see all the bullshit that's going on, oh yeah, you got to work 7 days, and we got to try to meet this quota, this demand for this, that, and the third. Like what? Demand for what? Shit, can't nobody even hardly drive them fucking cars because of the gas prices, let alone trucks and SUVs. But you know, people are tired of how a lot of these companies are putting a lot of the stress on them. Don't matter what industry you're in, the shit is going on. People tired of that shit. That's why people can't get the people they need to work positions. People are realizing that the system is fucked up, and they don't want to call shit out like it needs to be called out. And that's the whole problem. That is the whole fucking problem, man. I, I was gonna get into what's going on in Ukraine and Russia, but I'm gonna leave that alone because I've already said enough about it. I just continue to send love and light to those over there who are still up under the confusion and the chaos for whatever the underlying reasons may be. The reasons in which our media and their media are putting out is not trustworthy to me, my opinion. There's other shit at play, and eventually that will come out. And as for the pandemic, you know, you're hearing signs now again. Are they trying to crank back up in other areas of the world, including China? And uh, China's pandemic. Hold on 1 minute. Let me pull this up. So now we coming back into we starting to veer right back into pandemic territory now. It's starting to pick up steam in the news again after being sideswiped by Ukraine and Russia. But here you go again. Pandemic postcard. COVID outbreak leaves Hong Kong in limbo. So in China, they're going through the shit again. And you know, a lot of people want to criticize China and Chinese people and don't even know these people. Don't even know a lot of these people how they feel about what's going on over there. They just criticize them and attribute all this shit to them because of the rhetoric we've been getting over here. But a lot of these people in China are just just being dumbed down and kept away from truth, just like we're being kept away from truth. And I'm pretty sure they are sick and tired of this shit. If you're a human being and you have compassion and empathy toward other people, then it wouldn't be a surprise to know that these people are just as sick of this shit as people over here. Same people over there, they got to do shit a certain way because of their governments and all this. Same shit, different toilet. But they're creeping back up with that. Not only are they talking about that, they're talking about the water. Oh, hold on. Let me find that. And this is something they're starting to push. And CDC confirms uptick in COVID virus found in wastewater. The same organization has been lying over the last couple of years with two different people at the helm. Same people that keep coming with inconsistent information. Same people that want to hold certain information for about the pandemic away from prying eyes. And here they are once again spreading the shit. It's too early to know if this current trend will continue, according to the head of the agency's wastewater monitor. So these folks are sitting up claiming that they're analyzing wastewater and that the COVID levels are high. And you know, it's time. It's at a time where people who are vaccinated, not vaccinated, doesn't even fucking matter, man. Everybody should be rearing up, able to come together for a chance and say, look here, man, we sick of this bullshit. All y'all need to stand down. We need to have a real fucking dialogue. Everybody, Democrats, Republicans, we know how much the politics of this shit has, the lying and all the bullshit, but everybody has to come together and say, fuck this shit. We got real issues, real problems that seem to not be going away because we got fucked up leadership, so-called leadership. And that's the same leadership that people put in place. People give them that power, thinking that they supposed to be helping them, looking out for their well-being. No. When will people see this shit? It's sad, man. So they're slick trying to wrap that back up and put that fear. And this is coming after a lot of the places that roll back a lot of shit, you know, as far as on masks and mandates stuff. Still some places that still got stuff in effect. But you already know once they start doing shit like this, and then they also have the Deltacron variant, which is a merger of both variants, now starting to so-called pick up steam in other areas. And here we go again. It looks like, when people gonna be like, fuck this, man? Y'all need to fucking, and you see what's going on. These folks constantly sending billions of dollars to Ukraine and shit that's going on over there when people don't know what's going on. They're printing money, sending a price tag bill to taxpayers when you can't even get your refunds. I haven't got refund from 2019, 2020. And you know, ain't no sense in even talking about 21. And you know, it ain't like, you know, motherfuckers owed, I didn't owe, they was paid off. They owe me as well as they owe a lot of people. So are they, you know, the question stands, are they gonna pay? Are they gonna put it on their interest and all this other stuff? No. No. The whole sham, man, goes back hundreds of years, has been bullshit. And I'm gonna end that on that shit because I get tired of talking about it. The reality is people have to understand that we're in this fucking shit because everybody across this country, everybody across all the other countries across the planet have allowed their governments, have allowed their so-called leaders who are working on anti-human agendas to do shit. And then the fear that's put out behind certain policies and laws and all this shit keeps people in line, keeps people checking one another, keeps people at odds with one another. You have people want to tell on you and report you for calling out real shit that everybody needs to know. Like people are willingly want to be enslaved, willingly want to be in a tyranny, willingly want to be dumbed down to a point where you have no say so. Just do as you're told, nothing else. Don't ask no questions. This is the mindset. Sad but true. So I'm gonna end it on that. I just wanted to speak on that, but I wanted to go into, you know, some other things that's going on that people don't want to talk about because they don't have the information. And when you don't have information on certain things, or you get limited information, or stuff is hid here, hid there, then you really won't know the true workings of everything in our world. Uh, there's a thing called quantum mechanics, quantum energy, and all this stuff. This is the new thing now, but it's actually not new. It's been around for years. It's been around. This is stuff that Einstein and Tesla and some of the physics greats used to dabble in, and this is where a person should have been at in the whole time. Quantum physics. People don't understand that when you live in a world that's energetically charged, everything has energy to it, including human beings, including animals, including everything has energetic cycles, man. We're all connected by that. And once you start learning about quantum mechanics, quantum energy, and how things work, this is how they hide shit. This is one of the things in which they use to keep people dumbed down, because with this comes the possibilities of overcoming a lot of the things that humanity is facing all across the planet. But because people would like to keep certain things uh, out of the spotlight, instead of pushing all energy toward learning, informing people about how, about these processes, because with this will come the alleviation and some of the problems that we are facing, including things like this. Oh, wrong one. And that, where is it at? When you have all this stuff that's dealing with energy, that's dealing with water, when matter of fact, I meant to show this a few minutes ago. This was going on in the city. Conference of Western Wayne votes not to pay debt allocation for Highland Park. Battle over proposed water rate hike. And everybody wants to raise hikes because with everything going up, gas going up, food going up. Of course, when gas go up, everything else raises. But all energy and water going up. And when you look at it, it's like, God damn. When you think of it, this planet is filled is more water than it is land. And it's like, I can never get over the fact that you have animals, that are able, the creator got stuff here to take care of everybody. But for some reason, somewhere down the line, people wanted to make money and profit off of that shit. People get charged for having wells or collecting rainwater to use, and they get ticketed and all this. Why? Like, you getting forced to have to pay into this shit, man. But here it is. They're fighting over a rate hike in which Wayne County will have to be paying also for Highland Park. Well, Detroit would have to be paying over some of the debt in which Highland Park has occurred. And anybody knowing they damn right mind, you go to Highland Park, if you're from over here, you know damn well they can't pay no $52 million debt over. And then majority of these damn cities, including Detroit. And everybody that got behind on a lot of shit at one. It don't matter whether a motherfucker working, not working, whether they lazy, whether they, that's the first thing people gotta say. Well, get a job, pay your bills, and all this shit. That's a part of the mentality that's keeping this shit going. Because everybody's so worried about what the fuck somebody else doing. They don't know nobody else's circumstances. And even if a person ain't paying their bills or they ain't working, what the fuck is that to you? So what you'll blame them for the reason why you gotta pay higher rate, but you won't say shit to these motherfucking governing authorities who's doing shit day after day, stealing from you, running over institutions and groups that take your money, and you won't say nothing to them because people always fall in on each other. We fall in on one another without placing that energy where it needs to go. This is the shit that needs to stop. I tell you. So, maybe if folks we had the information out here that will help bring about a better world. It's plain to see that that's not a solution in the eyes of these fake ass leaders. So I'm gonna go to another article. Well, not an article, but I want to go to this. I don't know if people actually, because there's other stuff going on in our world. A lot of people may not understand what significance it may be, but I mean, it's just real talk. You already know we dealing with liars. We dealing with those that hide truths from the people. When you hide truths or information from people, then people only are working off whatever information they've been given, despite whether it's been distorted, false, half truth. That's the only thing they have, because everything else is counted out because they don't have any knowledge of it. But this is a site I come to, and I actually was looking at somebody else's stuff, and they referred to this site here called GigaPan. This is a site in which you could get footage from the moon rovers, well, the Mars rovers, different probes or satellites, but mostly the moon rovers that are out here right now, or that they claim are on Mars. This is from Perseverance, and this is from 2020. This is supposed to be Mars. I just want to show you this because you would, it's like, damn, it's like you would think that motherfucker would be saying something about little shit like this, but this is supposed to be the surface of Mars. And this is footage coming from the Mars Perseverance rover, which is the newest one that's up there. This is the one that had the little helicopter. And then when you come on here, it's like, this is the surface of Mars. What is that? What the fuck is that? I know people have been looking at this shit like, what the hell is that? What would that be on a planet that that is and even in the comments right here, is this for real? Surely not part of the rover, because that means if the rover was in this, that means something had to pick the rover up out of it and place it on the ground. But it looks like a case or half of a case, and those are like handles. So what is it? And what's this over here? So this is on Mars, man. This is on another planet. Supposedly, I mean, this could be in a desert. You never know, and much lying and bullshit going on. But the obvious shit is, what is that? What would that be? And it's like, we live in a world in which a whole lot of stuff, man, is being kept hidden, man, and it's slowly coming to a head. People have to want authorities and everybody else to respect them for being human beings and wanting to know truth. But people have to also have enough respect for themselves to not allow themselves to go down a avenue or a road in which you see no progress, no positive progression. And you shouldn't want to be calling this shit out like, okay, we know you motherfuckers lying, man, but this is it. We done with it. It's over with. What the fuck is going on? People who don't want to don't want to abide by telling the truth, being transparent about shit, then they shouldn't even be in any position, period. But yeah, this is on Mars. So, and I found out what that means. Mars 2020 Perseverance soul. Damn, I knew what it was. I had it on the tip of my tongue. But this is actually how they so-called determine a full day soul. And so soul 38, this means 38 days since Perseverance touched down on the surface. So here we go, right here. A damn case or something right here on Mars. And it's like, what the fuck? What is that? I have no idea. But let me come up out of here. It's like people gotta understand, man, when you're in a world where everybody's lying to you, and you're not sure what to believe anymore. I mean, it's like when you look at certain things in our world that we still have no proper knowledge of, or no proper uh, the proper information behind it. Even when it comes to things like this, and I'm gonna come to it real quick. A lot of people have different theories on what is behind the phenomenons. You know, when you have elements in the world in which can't be explained, looks weird, still want to know how primitive peoples were able to do certain things like what you see, and yet you still have no relevant there are some clues out here, but you know, everybody's still in awe. How do you get faces in mountains and rocks and all that stuff, you know? And they everywhere. It's not like it's this is just these anomalies and phenomena are all over the planet. Nobody has a clue. They just attribute it to whatever peoples were around at that time. And hold on, I wanted to go to when you have incidents like, well, a lot of that's phony as hell, but you have some real shit where you have different like facial features in rocks. And I ain't talking about Mount Rushmore, but I'm talking about stuff that looks natural, that are in signs of mountains and rock formations and all that. It's like, damn, how did they even do that? How would that even happen in a world like that we live in? And these are questions that always got to be answered. Like, how did this happen? What are the chances of faces being in mountains? Outside of Mount Rushmore, we know how that shit happened, but this is actual one of the look at that. I mean, how do you explain shit like that? And so, my opinion, I look at all this shit, all of it is part of one big old hoax and lie that they're telling everybody. And it includes all the stuff that people are going through right now in the present, man. It's like people got to stop listening to these folks and really try and get to the bottom of, as a collective, as human beings across this planet, calling out these so-called leaders and all these motherfuckers who lying and holding information back from religious institutions, educational, science. You know, that's one of them, the main one. They want everybody to trust science, but science won't oblige by putting shit out here that is beneficial to human beings, not destructive. So, even when you look at stuff like that, that looks like a fucking tree stump, like a petrified tree stump. But that's just my opinion. But there's a lot of weird, anomalous stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff as far as when you're talking about stuff that's happening in the atmosphere, dealing with the solar flares. The sun is still going crazy. People are still there are some people who monitor the solar activity, who are catching all type of stuff. Catching all type of stuff coming from the sun, coming out the sun. Like, damn. And this stuff is still happening as we continue to live our days and go through the bullshit. So let me go to this article, and then I'm gonna get ready to get off of here. I just wanted to get on here a little bit, share some stuff. We've been getting, to be honest, the planet has been getting hit with solar flares over the last couple of months. A lot of people probably don't even know, care, or understand, but it has. Just since the new year, Earth has been getting bombarded with solar flares, solar energy. There was a few weeks back, a solar flare hit, and then there was a problem with choppers kept crashing. It was like 3 or 4 helicopters had crashed in a week's time, week or 2 weeks time, during a lot of these flares. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I remember those instances when that stuff happened. But yeah. March 14th and 15th, geometric. This was yesterday and the day before. And this is every week. The thing is, you don't want to wish nothing else negative in a world in which you see all this negative shit going on. But you do want to be mindful of what the possibilities of what could happen if a flare knocks out everything. In a world in which you see all these cracks in the systems that supposed to be here to sustain human development. Can you imagine living here with grids already under performing, and all this shit that's going on, and then you have something on this level happen? Man, you know how long it'll be before any power or lights will come back on? Well, I get generators and all this other stuff. That means how you gonna do that when gas is as high? Gas is high as it is. So those who are into the solar thing, that's good. I mean, they be able to maintain those who have solar panels and use solar energy, which is one of the best things out there. We all need, this is the part of the shit that those who really give a fuck about humanity will be trying to get people away from shit that would be useless in a time of disturbances. But just let you know where a lot of these folks is at. They don't give a damn. It is about getting money. Pay your bill, and we'll keep your lights on until something happened and knock out the grids and everything. And we didn't made enough money anyway. Fuck it. But wouldn't it be nice to know that all this shit could be over and done with when they tell the truth about the ability to harness energy and everybody able to benefit from it. Everyone, all countries, all human beings. You know, the same stuff that Tesla worked on, and those that look up to Tesla and his studies and his work. Everybody know that there is other ways and other forms of getting the energy that is needed. But these lying ass profit mongering so-called leaders and shit, they just want shit a certain way. But the peel is coming back on that onion, so you can see deep down inside that shit, they're rotten to the core. So I just want to get on here and share some things. Hope everyone continue to have a blessed day. Look at things with an open mind. Stop being so one-track minded. That is one of the reasons why I can say it, because I don't care. But that is one of the reasons why our true enemies are getting away with what they're doing, and the people are sitting up here going through the shit that we're going through, because basically, man, we're allowing it. We are fucking allowing it. We are allowed, even when we see unscrupulous behavior amongst those that's supposed to be in leadership, we still back that shit. We still back it. Motherfucker, only thing a motherfucker do is they'll start pointing fingers at another side, or start pointing fingers and pacing the blame game. And then the motherfuckers who's supposed to be the ones to rectify shit, they're just as caught up as the motherfucker pointing the finger at. So till people realize that, until motherfuckers start calling this shit out, stop giving in to this shit, man, they're proving they do not fucking care. It's like they are working extremely efficiently to keep people in a fucked up state of affairs. From propaganda, from using propaganda daily, from the war in Ukraine and Russia, which they, you would think that Ukraine is just nothing is happening in Ukraine. They're just the most, I'm not saying Ukraine, but just the whole topic of the way they're doing, they just act like Ukraine is just a most angelic place. That there's no corruption, there's no nonsense going on over there. They're just a innocent bystander that's being taken over by a bigger threat. And until people really want to understand and stop buying into the shit that a person been indoctrinated with, and start opening their mind up, man, we'll still be going around in circles. People will still be losing their goddamn jobs and losing their fucking well-being and livelihood, and struggling like a motherfucker, and blaming everybody, blaming other people why they can't make it, and blaming this and blaming that, when the whole shit has to do with all of us as a collective. The warning signs are out here. In the book of Daniel, man, King Nebuchadnezzar was like, he had to get Daniel to come in there. Hey, man, What's all the writing on the wall? Now, your kingdom has been weighed in the balance. I mean, people got to understand that, man. But with that, man, it's nothing but love, man. I just hope everybody begin to see shit the way it is, you know. Purely my opinions, purely, you know, I just put stuff out there, you know, to hopefully resonate with someone else, whatnot. If you like, press that like button and share. If not, it's still all good. It's peace. I want everybody to experience peace. It was an old saying, when you look at that word peace, proper education always creates elevation. You know, if you ain't properly educated on stuff, meaning which we all are not, no matter how much person can say they're educated, it's information that these folks been hiding. And it's slowly coming out. But with that, I just like to greet everybody in the green words of peace. Continue to have a blessed and straight day, week, and hopefully all the confusion and chaos will be overwritten by the light of truth, which will dispel the darkness of ignorance and the distortions that's out here in our world. So with that,